The mission of the Helen B. Landgarten Art Therapy Clinic is to provide art therapy services to underserved populations in the Los Angeles area.
At Loyola Marymount University, a component part of the mission statement is a commitment to social justice. So programs that are engaged with the Helen B. Landgarten Clinic are ultimately connected to the larger issue of both service and social justice. The clinic itself started with a very generous donation from Helen B. Landgarten.
Helen Landgarten wanted to start a clinic because she had a vision of helping the community. She wanted a clinic that was built without walls. She didn't care about people coming to a clinic. She wanted to be in the community doing outreach.
Art therapy is really multifaceted. As we practice it here at LMU, we call it clinical art therapy. And it has to do with the incorporation of using imagery made by the client and shared with the therapist. The imagery creates an opportunity for the client to express themselves non-verbally and sometimes reach more deeply into an internal world that words don't find access to.
The clinic started with the Thomas Riley program, in which 8 students were driven to LMU by the principal of the school and the English teacher.
It was a call from the community, from the school, who recognized that those girls needed help and that our therapy would be a perfect way to help them.
This is a program that works with young women who are anticipating families at a very young age. It helps them process the varying conditions that are linked with being teen mothers, being pregnant, anticipating a child, relational dynamics with the men within their lives, as well as the communities in which they live.
Helen and I had been co-therapists for many, many years together, and it was very natural that we would run the first group together. So when the first students arrived, we were very excited, and it was our goal to help the girls from Thomas Riley really learn to express their feelings and to find a way to deal with their difficulties.
That program grew from serving 8 students to serving 1/3 of the population of the school. So that's a wonderful program that was started in 2007. Then later that year, we started the Trauma Training and Response program. This was in a vision of treating underserved populations in the event of disasters or traumatic events.
So we want to be able to notice those signs of stress in clients and coworkers and yourself. Just what is it like to work on a disaster situation? How do people perceive that? What are those typical reactions that people have? The goal of this training is to teach Red Cross workers how to have that structured, kind, helpful conversation following a disaster. Well, the unique part of this training is that it starts when the participant is a student. It goes from some basic training within there to offering varying levels of training that prepares a licensed professional to become a Red Cross volunteer and to work at Save the Children.
Save the Children is an international organization that advocates for children's needs, children's rights, and in this particular case, well, we focus on children in disasters.
In 2010, we signed a memorandum of understanding with the American Red Cross and Save the Children to facilitate the Child-Friendly Spaces program in American Red Cross shelters.
Child-friendly space is emergency childcare within a disaster setting. So a child-friendly space could be set up within a disaster shelter or an assistance center. We ensure the needs of children are being met. We help them with play and other activities while the parents or guardian are on the premises.
So the Red Cross, they provide for the shelters. What the clinic provides then is the programmers or the volunteers.
This program is unique in the country in that it provides services for children specifically in American Red Cross shelters.
Within the Helen B. Landgarten Clinic, there is this very interesting and unique opportunity under the rubric of fellowships, that I find particularly exciting and engaging, right? Because this is an opportunity for graduates, for alum in the program to come back and participate in some very interesting kinds of ways.
One of Helen Landgarten's unique contributions to the field of art therapy was her family art assessment. And this assessment was used broadly across the country. And in order to perpetuate and have that assessment continue, we created the Family Art Assessment Program to provide family art assessments in agencies throughout Los Angeles that provide family therapy but do not have art therapists on staff. So it really serves two purposes. Number one, it helps the staff to understand what is art therapy in general, and also it helps the staff to understand how family art assessment can really assist them in their understanding of the family dynamics and in the creation of a treatment plan.
It was very important for Helen to serve underserved populations. She felt that the art therapists could go into the communities that didn't have the services and provide treatment and help to people who otherwise would not have access to help.
The Resiliency Building Art Therapy Program is based in a group therapy process in which the participants are able to identify and come to understand their personal strengths and resilient traits. This program is provided for youth exposed to risk. The program is currently being run with the Thomas Riley students. It started in 2009 with students from Westchester High School, and it grew also to include Orville Wright Middle School. Resilience strengths are those innate characteristics that help us in difficult times. And oftentimes these youth exposed to risk are unaware of their resilient traits. They don't know what their personal strengths are. They don't know how to identify them, and therefore are unable to access them during a difficult time or a traumatic event. We're currently collaborating with the LMU family of schools and hope to provide more services with funding that we hope to gain in the future.
The Helen B. Landgarten Clinic primarily depends upon donations as well as grants and foundation money in order to facilitate the wide range of activities and services that it provides to very different constituencies within the broader community.
Helen would be so proud of the work that all of the therapists are doing in the clinic. One of her big dreams was going into the VA and helping the families and helping the soldiers that are returning with their families. And that's still a dream we have, and we're still trying to make happen. All of us who are working here are embodying her spirit and her vision and her dream. And as long as we are doing her work, we're keeping her dream alive.